Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Well, I found it quite interesting that people that I know have, have actually been watching been watching me on my broadcast. I thought that when I was given my broadcast, I thought that maybe people in another country or somewhere, people who didn't know me, but I'm finding out that people who are watching my broadcast. It's not that many. Uh, I maybe 10, maybe 20. It's not 1,000 yet. But when I see the my viewing list, as far as when I do my broadcast on um, my YouTube channel, I don't think over. I make the most views that I've seen is about 50, and I said maybe 50 people. I've never seen views over. Uh, I don't think I've seen views over 60 people who have actually watched me uh, while I was doing the broadcast. But I was a little embarrassed. I guess shy because I walked up to two people that I know here in Nairobi, here in Kenya, and they said, I saw you on your broadcast, and I was hoping, I was hoping that the people who see me on my broadcast are like people who don't know me. But I guess maybe the people who are watching my broadcast are the people who know me, and not the people who are strangers. But I was hoping that everybody was something like a stranger. You know, I think that a person I think a person uh, he feels a little at ease talking about things with a stranger than he do with people who actually know him. People who I, now I'm getting ready to get very shy because I'm saying that he's this guy who sees me almost on a daily basis is watching my YouTube station. I don't know, maybe that's good. I don't know if it's good or bad. So that makes me it makes me a little bit self conscious because I'm saying, wow. Now I'll say something, and then I walk outside and I'll see that I'll see someone who actually knows me, and they say, "I saw you on your broadcast." I said, "Oh my goodness." Well, I'll try to be as sincere as I try to be. I still try to be sincere, despite the fact that people who I know, I mean, not somebody who I know a long ways. I'm saying people who I know just in the community that I walk around in. So let me say hello. Let me say hello to you guys. And well, I do appreciate you watching my broadcast, and and that makes me a little bit more self conscious. I guess I have to be a little bit more careful uh, of the things that I say. So I'll try to be a little bit more tactful. And those of you who see me out there, whether it be at the restaurant or out somewhere in the streets of Nairobi, hello. The thing is, I have I have a lot of things. Sometimes we have a lot of things that we have on our mind, and the thing is, it's good to talk about it. And the thing is, I have so many things on my mind since I don't have enough mouths to talk about it. Well, how should I approach this broadcast now that I've become a little bit self-conscious now, knowing that this guy who actually talked to me a day ago, he's watching me right now. Well, I guess it's all good. I only get what 50, 40. I was hoping that my broadcasts were like international. I was hoping that people in different countries and places would, different places, not places where I am, but places far, far away. I was hoping that people were far away when I give my broadcast. But I guess I have to. I guess I have to live with what I say. Uh, I live with what I do. I live with what I talk about. When I first started my station, I was very reluctant to really just get in front of a computer and just talk. But the thing is, I have to be honest with my audience. I'm in the process of okay, be truthful. I'm in the process of trying to market my books. And the thing is, what is happening? Okay, here you got a guy. I here's a man who's written. Okay, I'm being honest right now. I'm being honest. I've written and published close to 200 books. They're on the internet to be purchased. And I said, now I've tried all types of ways of marketing my books. So I said, maybe the best way for me to market my books is just to get over the airs and to market my books. And if you're seeing, if you're one of those guys that go to your phone and you go to TikTok, if you go to TikTok, you'll probably see a lot of advertisements that I put out over TikTok. Now I have ebooks that I'm specifically working on and hoping that I can market these books. My ebooks are only $2.99 per ebook. What I do with my ebooks is I write my ebooks keeping uh, keeping to the discussions in a way out way, keeping to the discussions that I have on my YouTube station. And so the thing is, I think that if I could persuade my audience, my listening audience, to just go to Amazon and just open up some of my books, you'll find that I write about some very interesting things. What I try to do, I try to write about real life, but I take it to another level. It has something to do with, okay, now the object of my YouTube station is E equal MC squared. That's a very interesting formula. And I thought, and that's a very good experiment. I found it to be a very good experiment where I could actually study this formula and share my reaction. I would be able to share my reaction to the formula of E equal MC squared to my listening audience. But see, what has happened is I said, why don't I write my ebooks and let the subject of my ebooks be parallel to the subjects that I speak about on my YouTube station? Now, if you just go to Amazon and just look through some of my books, they're quite interesting. I think they're quite interesting. I make it a point to make them quite interesting. I try to make them not like books that you would read, but I deal with relevant subjects. I deal with many subjects. There are no subjects that I won't experiment with. So what I'm doing now, I have a volume. I have a volume of ebooks, and I've entitled the volume of those ebooks E equal MC squared. Uh, Infinitive is relative. That's the name of every book. Okay, at this very moment, I have 5 volumes out. I have 5 volumes already published. You can purchase these books at Amazon. All you have to do is get online, type in my name at Amazon, and all my books are pop up. But I'm doing a special series right now. That series is based on the things that I talk about on my YouTube station. And if you have been following me since Boston, I started with YouTube almost a year and a half ago in Boston, Massachusetts, USA. Right now I'm making it international. In fact, I have broadcast in 2 major cities in the United States of America, and I have broadcast in 3 East African countries. Those countries are Rwanda, Uganda, and Kenya. I have actually broadcast. I have done broadcasts in 3 different countries, including the United States of America. Two major cities in the United States of America. I've done broadcasts. And I would suggest that, especially the guys who, especially the guys who meet, I was really surprised. I'm not, especially guys who I meet on the street here in Nairobi. I've had people, I look, I said, oh, I got 9 viewers. So I said, oh, that's not me. I said maybe somebody in France, or somebody in England, or somebody in Canada. I didn't know that maybe all my viewers are viewers of the 9 or 10 or 20 viewers who watch my YouTube broadcast. Maybe they're all people in Nairobi, which now it makes me a little self-conscious. But I hope there are people in other parts of the world who, well, okay, if you see how many viewers I get, maybe the most is towards my talks, my show. The most that I've done is, maybe 50 people. 50 people have been able to tolerate me for 1 hour, because I usually, when I get on the air, I talk at least 30 minutes. So, well, I'll continue to give broadcasts in hopes that maybe I could get my dissident audience interested enough to at least go to Amazon online and look at some of the books that I've written. And I'm doing a special series right now. I don't know how. Right now, I'm working on volume 6 right now. I have 5 volumes already ready to be purchased at Amazon, and they are all ebooks. You can read. Excuse me. You can read the books. Um, I'm not making them over 50 pages. What I try to do is do a lot of illustrations. They say pictures tell there's just some kind of saying about pictures tell a bigger story than words. So what I do in my ebooks, I try to put a lot of colorful pictures in the ebooks to make the ebook interesting. But I still deal with real life issues, and I take them to another level. If you look at the characters, my characters are all uh, aliens, aliens and human beings mixed up. I'm trying to establish a new genre, in writing. So, and my reason for giving my broadcast is a way of sort of promoting the books that I have out. Not only that, my reason for broadcasting is to promote a conceptual idea. That conceptual idea is a corporation, an international corporation. Now, I have 3 YouTube stations, and one of those YouTube stations deals. I have it arranged specifically. I had planned to use one of the stations to promote the corporate concept idea that I have, and then this station here that I'm reporting, this station here that I'm broadcasting, I had is basically to promote my ebooks, and I try to talk about the subjects that I talk about over the air some kind of way. You'll find them in my ebooks, and if you like to read, I see people. Some people like to read ebooks. I would hope that you would just take a look at some of the ebooks that I've written. For this particular series, I think it'll be a long series. I may write up to, I don't know. I usually write an ebook. I can write an ebook per week. In other words, I can write an ebook per week. So when I decided to take this challenge, I've already published 5 ebooks. Right now, I'm working on ebook volume number 6. I may It may go up to volume 700, but I'll continue to say I usually can do an ebook in about a week, and then I can get it published. Now, I guess what I think I should sort of pursue at this point in time, I may move on to corporate, uh, my corporate uh, YouTube station, because I think now is the time for me to begin to see, begin to explore this concept of what I have of a corporate concept. I have a concept of international corporation. It started, what, maybe about 2 years ago, right here in Nairobi, before I went back to the U.S. And I went back to the U.S. And like I say, I've only been back to Nairobi. I've only been in Africa for the last 2 months. I spent most of I spent a whole year practically in the U.S. and I've just come back to Africa. And I've only been in Nairobi maybe 2 or 3 weeks. And if you have been following, you know that I gave a broadcast in Rwanda, and I gave several broadcasts in Uganda. My purpose, okay, now I had lived here in Nairobi for close to 10 years before I went back to the United States of America. And one of the reasons that I went back to the United States, I thought that maybe I could go and uh, present my concept of a corporation to maybe investors or to the United States government, and perhaps be financed, or get investors to help me finance this corporation. I'm not. Okay. When I talked to one of the guys who says that he watches my YouTube channel, he sort of implied that here I am trying to be a billionaire, a millionaire. I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to get any earthly gains. Uh, I know Jesus Christ said, if you are of this world, then you are not of God's world. I'm not necessarily, I am not necessarily concerned about becoming materially wealthy. I mean, there have been many opportunities in my life that I could have been materially wealthy. I mean, oh my God. If you look at the people, you look at, let's look at certain celebrities, or even athletes. It doesn't take that much to be materially wealthy. It doesn't take that much. And I'm not interested in being materially wealthy because believe it or not, it's easy. It's easy to be materially wealthy. All you have to do is be immoral. If you can be immoral, you can be extremely wealthy. But I know Jesus said, if you are of this world, and you are not of my Father's world. Believe it or not, I have a multi-billion-dollar concept of a media corporation installed in Africa. Yes, I have a multi-billion-dollar concept of a corporation to be installed in Africa. I have individuals. I don't necessarily call them partners, but I have compatriots. I have people in 4 different countries who I have shared this idea with. I have shared, and some of them, they say that they're very much interested. I even have okay, there's an investment firm. It's called Start Engine. I have, if I go to my email, I gave Start Engine my email address. That email box, I don't even read it. That email box stays full. And I have maybe about 4, 5, 4, 6, 7, 8 different email addresses. And for some kind of reason, that same investment firm finds sends me emails. I don't even it's too much to even read. But I don't want to go that way. So the thing is, I'm saying it's easy. I'm not trying to be a multimillionaire. You would be surprised. I look at people. I'm saying, I think about myself. I said, look what I do. And only thing I have is faith in God and the little, very little funding, personal. But it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. I can travel back and forth to the USA. I can go to 3, 4 different African countries. I can get close to 200 books published. And listen, I'm a poor man. I'm not concerned about being a multimillionaire. It's easy to be a multimillionaire. It's easy to be a multimillionaire in this world. All you have to do is sell your soul to the devil. All one has to do is sell his soul to the devil. And you can be rich in this world as we walk on this earth. I'm not interested in being rich. My wealth is my belief in the Almighty God. That's my wealth. He gives me all that I need. But he also gives me the knowledge. He gives me the knowledge of certain things. And all I want to do is when I interact with my fellow man, all I would like to do is just share the knowledge that God gives me. There's a very old saying, and I have to go to this because as I present my corporate idea, corporate concept to friends, relatives, and colleagues, I'm saying you don't see the concept, but yet you don't see the concept because you want to allow yourself to see the concept. Okay, it goes back to this. You can take a horse. I hope I got it right. You can take a horse to the river, but you can't make him drink the water. It's some kind of saying like that. You can take something to the, but he won't. You can you can tell a person about a good fortune, but you can't make him accept it. There's a lot of things that hold us back. We're already conditioned. Some of us are conditioned for failure. Some of us not are conditioned to not who are afraid of success. And I think that's one of the things that holds us back as individuals. And I think that's something that holds us back also as African black people. We've been mistreated. I'm not blaming the world or anything, but I'm only looking at the facts of history. We as a group of people, you know, black African people, I mean, just in the era that, we're in the era that we're coming out of it, we are moving forward. But the thing, see, we black people, we African people, we just, we're coming out of something. We're coming out of something, and it makes us difficult to see success. You know, whatever the reason that we weren't there, but we are not there now. We are moving forward. Okay, let's face the facts. If we look at the world, let's say the last 400 or 500 years that we know of, we have the African continent has been conquered by a European power. The African people have been taken off the continent and made slaves all of the Western world. So, okay, that has I think that has a lot to do with why we can't see things. That whole thing where we were enslaved, the whole time that we were enslaved, and we are partially still enslaved. But I mean, we were seriously enslaved as a people based on skin color and descent, African. I think that has a lot to do with how we black people think. See, what's happening is our minds are not our minds. And that's only because of enslavement of the continent of Africa and the enslavement of African people. And we're coming out of it. And I think that has a lot to do with why we don't see certain things. Let's look at the simplicity of it. Look at DRC, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, the richest place in minerals in the world. And yet the people who live in DRC are like the poorest people in the world. But look, these are black people. And see that seems to be the continuous story. These are black people. The thing is, there's another thing. When I see, they talk about medicine, and they say, well, the reason why you may have this disease, high blood pressure, whatever the disease may be, uh, well, you have a high likelihood of having this disease because you are African or because you are Black American or something. What? And we believe it. We believe it. And see, that's the thing that holds us back. We believe in falsities and we believe in lies about ourselves. We can't even trust each other because our minds belong to our masters. And I think that's the thing that holds us back. That history holds us back. Tradition holds us back. And we can't see the light for the darkness. I want to talk about my concern. Now, the friend of mine who I just spoke to yesterday, he said, I saw you on your broadcast. And then there's another guy. He said, I saw your broadcast. Maybe he's watching now. Maybe both of those guys who say they watch the broadcast, maybe they're watching it. You guys got me very uptight. Um, but I think we as a group of people, we as an ethnic group of people, it's our time. whatever the reason why we had to go through what we went through, I think because of what is happening in the world, when I see the things that are happening in the world, I think what we did, I think God has forgiven us. I think that because we have had men to rise up with black skins, we have had men to rise up, and men and women in our era to rise up with black skins. I think God is looking at us. Because I'll tell you another way, I think God, look at what some of the African leaders are doing. We'll starve first before we do. We turn our backs on God and His laws. I mean, we have become a moral people. And I think that's God is looking at our performance. Because you have to look at who is who is pushing ungodliness, who is pushing ungodliness. The present rulers of the world. It's the present rulers of the world who are pushing ungodliness. So I think the light is shining on the black people now. And we just have to take control. We have to take control of morality, the preaching of morality, the exercise of morality. We must be a moral people to receive the blessings that God will give us for being His children, fighting for the right. We have to. We just have to be good guys. We have to be good guys. We have to honor God, and God will bless us. We can never turn our backs on the Almighty God. We must pray to Him. We must hold on to the rope. We must love Him. I wanted to talk about my corporate idea, but I ended up where I'm at, and I've been talking a long time. Let me see, looks like I've been talking over 30 minutes. What I want to do at this point, excuse me, excuse me, what I think that I should do now, especially since I'm seeing that my viewing audience is immediate, that my that my viewing audience are actually the people right here in the community, right here in the community that I'm living in. I didn't know that they would be watching me like this. They say, "Oh, I was watching you. Hello, hello." But what I would like to do now that I got your attention, I think I'll sort of stylize my broadcast and concentrate on the idea of the international corporation. That international corporation involves Africans. I'm a Pan Africanist, you know. I'm a Pan Africanist, and if you know what that means, and I don't want to have to, I just, I've been talking for over 35 minutes, so you have to go figure out what a Pan African person is. And I have talked to people, and I am still talking to people in three African countries: Rwanda, Uganda, and Kenya, to install an international media corporation where we could be in control of the media of African media. I'm talking about the performing arts. I'm talking about book publishing. I'm talking about marketing the performing arts. I'm talking about marketing book publishing. I've submitted my lesson plan, not my lesson plan, my business plan to several investors, and I do get responses. And I have one investor that's my email box is I can't find any other email messages because I this investor has totally taken control of my email box. All I get is email from this investor in America. It's an American investor. I, I submitted my business plan to several agencies when I was in the U.S., several individuals when I was in the U.S., banks, investors, and whatever it is that I'm writing on that paper, whatever it is that I'm doing on this business plan, it's several people who have the ability to deliver capital to help establish this international corporation. I can't talk about this corporation in 30 minutes or an hour. And so the thing is, I can only talk about fragments of it. And so what I'll have to do, I will have to design a broadcast where I can actually express and show the fundamentals and the dynamics of this international business concept that I have submitted to the African community. And I have submitted in 3 different African countries to major people, major personalities in these countries, and people in the U.S. And we are talking about, it is a multi-billion-dollar concept, which I will deal with step by step. This is MUSAU, Man Meacham Jr., signing off in